Hi guys, today we're going to be changing the screen on the Samsung Galaxy S10. This has a broken screen but everything else still works. We plugged it into the computer, it's still getting picked up, so we're going to try to do this on the cheap. We bought a used screen off eBay and a toolkit that I got from a battery replacement kit. Let's see if this still works. So I'm going to be using a hairdryer for this, but first remove the SIM tray like so, and we'll continue onwards. This step will take time depending on how strong the adhesive is. Gently pry with the picks, otherwise you'll break the back. Work your way up from the bottom. Don't rush it. It will be better to have 2 or more hair dryers, and a helping hand would also be nice. Once you get a pick in, do not pull up straight away. Just work your way around the device, applying heat as you go. It took a good 10 or so minutes to get the back cover off, but it didn't crack. It took 3 picks and a very strong suction cup, but do take your time. So now we're going to unbag the new screen. It comes with some bubble wrap to protect it from shipping. Everything looks fine from just looking at it. We're going to be using a Phillips head screwdriver. Any toolkit would have it. There are 15 screws. Take them off in any order you like, but keep them safe. We're coming up to the last couple of screws now. Keep them all safe and together. I'm pretty sure they're all the same size, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Once you're here, you'll have 2 options. Either take it off in 2 parts or take it off as a whole. I'll be taking it off as a whole because I find this to be a little bit easier. Get a pry tool and work your way down from the top. Be careful, don't push on anything so you don't break anything else. Bottom part can be very stubborn. Take your time with it. Just wiggle it side to side so you free the adhesive. There you go. When it does free, it should be pretty easy to remove. Leave that to a side. This is the piece that you're taking off. It's quite large and very fragile. It houses the wireless charging coil, and on the S10 it also has reverse wireless charging. Right here is the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor and the speaker. There are 3 Phillips screws, one's at the top and there are 2 by the charging port. They can be very stubborn and hard to take off. Quick side note, take the battery cable off as soon as possible so you don't short anything. There are 3 flex cables that you need to undo. One of them is on the right. Be gentle, it will come off. One is at the top, that's for the front camera. Take the whole module out. And finally, at the bottom. Now all that remains is to slowly lift the PCB. It will come out. Don't put too much pressure, otherwise you'll snap the board. You'll find that it does get stuck near the bottom. but slowly wiggle it and it should free and come off. Be very careful when removing the battery. It does have a lot of adhesives. The last thing you want is a punctured battery. Now you have to put the motherboard back into the new screen. This step is a little tricky, but take your time, it will go in there. Now reattach the flex cables and the camera module. This can be very tedious, but line them up and it should just slot in. Before you reassemble the whole device, make sure to plug the battery in and give it a test run. In my case, the phone didn't turn on, so I plugged it into charge and it showed me the high temperature warning, which is fairly common because we did put a hairdryer on high heat. Now that we know the screen works, it's time to reassemble the phone. Let's start by attaching the 3 screws, 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top. For the final piece, place the black plastic cover and align the screw holes. Once all the screws are aligned, screw in from top to bottom. Before putting the back cover on, do one final check to make sure everything still works. Here we see that the phone is booting up. This does not mean everything still works. The main thing we're after is the fingerprint sensor. If that works and the front camera, we know everything has been put back together properly. And finally, put the back cover back on and press firmly. I highly recommend putting a new adhesive so you maintain some level of water resistance. Just to finish things off, put the SIM tray back in. I just want to say that I am in no means responsible for any damage that you do. This is just for educational and enjoyable purposes.